Alright, what's going on, guys? Bring you guys another live stream. Today we got something a little bit different. A couple, what was that, last 2 weeks ago? 1.5 weeks ago? Can't really remember. We kind of went over and did a simulation of the Super Bowl. Did I even put that? Hold on. Definitely forgot to put. There we go. That's the beauty right there. Okay. But yeah. So today we're gonna be playing some just our franchise. We have a corner, a quarterback, and I think we have a running back as well. That I'll probably be playing through a little bit. But ultimately I wanted to talk about this Super Bowl. So the biggest thing that's kind of going on about this is the fact that, like, it's a debate between who blew it. Okay, who blew the Super Bowl? Like, is it Mike Shanahan's fault? Is it Garoppolo? Those are some of the biggest things that are going around. Is just like it's obviously one of their faults. Like, you know, you're up 20-10. Obviously it's early in the fourth at that point. So, like, there's obviously a lot of, I guess, like, there's a lot of time left. Okay, this isn't like, you know, you have an entire half to play, everything like that. Like, you just got a quarter left to hold a 10-point lead. Like, you're playing good as far as the 49ers are, right? You know, because, like, up till that point, like, it was kind of like a, you know, like, okay, you'll have success doing that and not anymore. Like, that's kind of how the game was playing out. It was just like everything, like, the Chiefs would have success and then 49ers would counter it. 49ers would start having success and then the Chiefs would kind of counter it. But it just seemed like, I don't even know. Like, it was such a weird, like, kind of Super Bowl. But ultimately it all came down to, you know, 49ers just ended up taking a 20-10 lead, and at that point it was like, it'd be stupid to not think that the 49ers could easily finish this. Like, 49ers have been in this situation before, and all they have to really do is run out this clock. Like, that's, I mean, yes, you gotta say, like, okay, like, Mahomes and stuff will probably get a touchdown, or, like, you know, he'll start a comeback or whatever, but as long as you can take off a lot of this time, which the 49ers have done in the past against teams, like, that's all you have to do, right? Like, you don't have to really rely on Garoppolo at this point. And that's exactly kind of where things were going downhill. Is once they had the ball, I think it was like 11 minutes left when the 49ers still had the ball, and I think they just crossed. They were near, like, midfield or whatever. Like, they were starting to drive again. I don't know why these guys keep running the ball. This is actually kind of annoying. But ultimately, it was just like, it all came down to, like, that last quarter. That it was just like, what are you doing? As far as if you're if you're a 49ers fan and everything like that, like, I guarantee you get, like, I'm not a 49ers fan, but I definitely wanted them to win over the Chiefs. But it was just really odd. Like, Mike Shanahan went through this with Atlanta, and then he turns around, and obviously on the lesser margin, you know, of a comeback, but never realized he did lead another comeback that he didn't do anything to save him, if you want to put it that perspective. So, like, who to really blame on this? is, kind of, you can shift blame, whatever. But ultimately, I think you have to kind of look at the, I think it all has to lean on Shanahan at this point. Because, you're the head coach. Like, yes, you don't have, you got to understand that situation, everything like that. And, did Garoppolo miss throws? Yes. Did some players not make, the catches and stuff like that, or, the proper routes, all whatever you want to say. That's all true. But can you really put the entire blame on him? And that's where, it's kind of hard to really I guess wrap your mind around, oh, this is Garoppolo's fault, he let this happen or whatever, which that's the same thing with the whole oh, it was Matt Ryan's fault when they lost the Super Bowl. That one was on a bigger margin though. If you that's saying you had multiple drives, meaning the Falcons wise, they had multiple drives to do stuff. Okay. When it comes down to, I'd say, two possessions each, 49ers will get two drives, and Chiefs will get two drives, and that ultimately will decide the outcome of the game, right? When it comes down to that, that's coaching. That's, you walk out on that field, if you're, on the offense and stuff like that, and you have the game plan of, even if we run 3 times, we're taking this clock down. We are, if you're Mike Shanahan, you do not want to give up another comeback. That, or if you do give up a comeback, you don't want to be known as, we were trying to pass this whole time, and it still didn't work, and then we ultimately lost the Super Bowl, which is what happened, so that's where I think you gotta put the blame on him. Even though, like I said, a lot of people I don't think are going to, because there's a lot of talk of just other people's faults with it and stuff like that. But that's how I feel about it. I feel like it was ultimately the it's the coach's fault there, because you run that clock out, and you rust up your defense for a while, at least a decent chunk, and if they score okay, that's fine. You get the ball back, you run out this clock. But they just, for some reason, they felt like they could pass it. But I mean, I don't know. Chiefs obviously sealed it when they got the kind of walk-off touchdown at the very end there. I mean, I don't know. It was... It didn't feel like... I don't know how to say it. The coaching adjustments and everything like that, I felt like that was, really good throughout the whole game. You'll run good, we'll stop it. You're going to start to pass. But there was a couple of things throughout the game that just made no sense why certain teams abandoned it. That rookie, I don't know where he was from or whatever, but yeah, I know he was on the 49ers. He was a young player, and he went off in the first quarter. And for some reason, they abandoned it. He was not, super involved. Yeah, first half. Meanwhile, in this game, by the way, we got 2 interceptions. Our offense sucks, though. But I don't know. It was just kind of, I guess, surprising. Joey Bosa, obviously, like, I kind of called that in my, the Madden simulation. Like, I felt like he was going to make a very solid presence in the Super Bowl. I think he did, you know. But, I mean, I mean, kind of want to shift to, I guess, like, how the Chiefs did, I guess. Because, I mean, I know the biggest thing is, 49ers blew it, but as far as the Chiefs went, like, I kind of got to give Mahomes a lot of credit with that because, like, like, up till that point, like, when it was 21-10, like, he was kind of off a bit. Like, he was just missing something about him. Like, he was missing some throws that, like he should be able to make, like, easily. He was missing those. And then all of a sudden, he just kind of, like, clicked, I guess. I misjudged that. We could have had a pick six. But, I mean, I think both quarterbacks, I think, made mistakes there. The running, like, I thought the 49ers were going to run it a lot more. Chiefs obviously did a good job, like, not really, I guess both teams really didn't, like, the run game was, like, there, but no team just, like, sat down and just ran the football. Like, it was always more dependent on the quarterback, which was kind of surprising. Like, I thought the only way Garoppolo was really going to see really the football, like, in his hands and making big plays and stuff like that, I honestly thought it was if, it was going to be a high-scoring game, which, I already really didn't feel like that was going to happen. But, I mean, obviously that walk-off touchdown kind of didn't taint the score, but I don't think it really showed how close this game really was. But it did put an exclamation mark on the fact that 49ers just fell apart in that last quarter. Because honestly, I feel like that's the biggest thing you got to take away from this game is it wasn't even the fact that, like, of who won and everything like that. It was just, like, it was a solid game, and 49ers, like, had it pretty much, and then all of a sudden, it was just, like, 49ers left. Like, they were just like, alright, like, the next 11 minutes, like, what are you gonna do, Chiefs? And at first, I was like, alright, like, that's, like, I wouldn't mind them doing that. Like, Chiefs weren't playing that good at that time when, they're down that much. So, like, it wasn't like a, like, alright, like, or I guess it wasn't, like, too bad at first. But then once you saw how they were actually playing, and when they drove down and got a touchdown, then I was like, alright, like, 49ers, like, you gotta maybe, like, run out a decent chunk of the clock, or do, like, pass a little bit, and, like, actually do something, and they didn't. And then, obviously, Chiefs would end up getting, like, two more touchdowns after that. But it was just, like, when you like, really, like, think about it, it was just, like, it all just came down to that, 49ers are up 20-10 with 11 minutes left. Chiefs are playing awful, and then all of a sudden you look at the score at the final, and it's 31-20, and you're just like, it's just crazy to think, like, throughout this entire game, like, not like, of all the, like, adjustments and everything like that went on and everything like that, like, the 49ers did nothing. They didn't make another stop. They didn't really do anything on the offense. It kind of felt like they just gave up. And obviously you don't really want to think like that. Like, like how could an NFL team just literally just give up like that? But that's honestly what it felt like. It felt like the 49ers just said, "All right, Chiefs, here you go." Like, just go ahead and win the game. And I hated like that's what happened in the Super Bowl too. Like, cause it was just like, like now we have two, like, between the Falcons and now the 49ers, it's just like there's two games that like two teams just literally just stop playing. And it's just kind of it's really just weird because, like, I don't know. I mean, I do give, especially Mahomes, because obviously he's the one that actually really made the comeback, I guess. By the way, our offense finally clicked, and now we are in the lead by 1 point. So, not too bad, actually. Wait, they're still running it? I forgot this is Madden. Freaking awful at time management. But, like, I mean, obviously, Mahomes went from, MVP to now Super Bowl MVP. So, I mean, like, obviously, congrats to him. Congrats to, the Chiefs and everything like that. Like I said, you gotta give them, like, the props of it a little bit. Just because it's just, like, if Chiefs didn't do anything, then we would be saying, oh, well, 49ers stopped playing. Or, like, something along those lines. Like, like, the game was over and Chiefs just kind of gave up. And, like, that wasn't the case, obviously. And then they... Oh. Can we get that pick six, though? No. Dang. Oh, well. We did get that 3 picks in that game, though. Not too bad. But yeah, at that very end there, Chiefs just took over on both sides of the ball. And it was just kind of... It was just crazy. It, like, watching it, like, I saw when, I was watching it and it was 20 to 10. I'm just like, like, I don't really, like, I don't care what you say. Like, 49ers are kicking the crap out of the Chiefs. Like, this game is pretty much over. Like, I saw Patrick Mahomes just sit there missing throws. I think at that time he just threw his second interception. And it was just like, alright, like, that's pretty much it. Like, Mahomes is just, like, it's not, like, he's not going to make it. Like, even if he would kind of start to come back, like, 49ers are in such a good rhythm that, like, they're not going to screw this up kind of thing. Like, that was my mentality with it, was just, like, it was too, like, set up for the 49ers to win this. And then all of a sudden, they lost. And, like, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like it was super close and, like, both teams were fighting. The 49ers just stopped. They stopped playing, it felt like. Like, they were, like, if you want to go on, like, the whole, like, I know there's a lot of things of, like, oh, NFL is rigged and stuff like that. It almost felt like the 49ers were like, hey, build up this lead. Like, we know we're good enough to do that. And then we're going to stop playing. Like, it was just, like, it kind of felt like that. Obviously, I just think there's too many, like, factors in, like, that, like, I don't think it's possible for, like, an NFL game to really be rigged like that. But it kind of makes you wonder, like, you know, like, how did the 49ers literally just, like, stop playing? Like, it just felt like they stopped trying. I think my quarterback's, like, up. I know he's not even, like, I know he doesn't have a lot of yards. That's the worst thing about, like, being the quarterback in this game. Is just, like, you just need so many yards. I would say number 35 better get there. He's, like, right on them. Alright. But, I mean, like I said, I mean, it was just kind of... It felt weird watching it, like, just see the 49ers unravel like that. But it'll be kind of interesting to see, like, how they respond with that. Because, I mean, like, if you're Mike Shanahan, like, you literally have two of the biggest games of your career just completely, like, looked at, like, so negatively. Like, you blew a 28-3 Super Bowl with the Falcons. Then you went to the 49ers. And now, like, you know, you had the chance to kind of steal this game, and you didn't do that. So it's just kind of like, all right, like what's really going on with you, man? Like, are you, like, not able to finish out games like that? Like what's going on, man? I don't know. I'd be interested to see. Oh, Jesus. I don't know why, like, this is, like, my corner was, like, pretty, like, solid and stuff, but this is, I don't know if it's a different, I thought I'm still on just regular rookie or whatever it is. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what your guys' honest opinion about it is. That, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously other things happen throughout the game and everything like that. Like, you know, 10-10 at halftime. You know, all that kind of stuff. Like, the score of it did not surprise me. I'll be honest with that. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, it's only 10-10 at halftime. Like, I honestly thought the 49ers were gonna score. Like, I thought they were gonna be more of on the blowout side. But, like, when I saw it, I'm like, okay, like, that's pretty reasonable. Like, I can see how that can happen, you know. But when, you know, you like I said, it's not even like the score or anything like that. It's just how everything unraveled in that last quarter. It just kind of just, like, was, like, really weird. I don't know. It was, like I said, just watching was just kind of annoying of how, like, the play calling and, like, the execution of everything, like, it wasn't like they were, like, the same, you know. Like, it was just like everything was just falling apart for the 49ers. Like, their, like, whole defense, like, literally just, like, shut down. Like, they weren't even, like, trying anymore or something. And then obviously their offense just, instead of trying, like, run this ball out or clock out or anything like that, like, 30th touchdown pass. I don't know. it's still just kind of weird. I've been kind of. I was actually watching some stuff like before I actually stream, just kind of get some like other ideas out there and stuff like that of, like just like some other insights of like the Super Bowl. That was like one of the biggest things was just like, obviously Patrick Mahomes led the comeback and everything like that, but the biggest thing was just like, it's so weird that like a whole like everything a team can do through in the entire game they just stop doing. Like, oh, that's an awful throw. But it was just like everything the 49ers knew they wanted to do and everything like that, they just threw out the window. Like, okay, we can do this, we can do that. And it was just like, when there was 11 minutes left on the clock, they just said, all right, that whole plan that got us this far, we're just going to throw that out. But I don't know. Like I said, I mean, obviously I'm a Saints fan and stuff, but I mean, so I really didn't have like who I wanted to win the Super Bowl. I know I just didn't want the Patriots in the Super Bowl, so like I really didn't care really who won it, but I don't like when a team just like dies like in that whole. Like, there's, like, comebacks and stuff like that where it's like, man, they're coming back and the other team kind of is still decent or whatever. It's just the other team might just be, like, settling for field goals instead of touchdowns, and the other team just winds up coming back more. Like, that happens. And, that's still exciting because the other team's just not completely falling apart every 2 seconds. But this game, it was just like everything was just crap. That was a deep ball there. Ooh, threading the needle there. Yeah, we'll probably just finish out this game, and then kind of just call it a stream. Like I said, I'm not too great at like video, I guess audio. If that makes sense. So I figured if anyone did come out in the stream and stuff like that, we could talk about their opinions about the game and everything like that. Obviously, didn't happen, but I would still be really interested to like hear your guys' opinions and just overall reaction of this game, and what you guys think it might mean going forward for the for both teams. I mean, if you look at Patrick Mahomes' career right now, like he's on a very promising path. Now there's just the biggest question with like Garoppolo and everything like that is just like, is this a coach problem? Like, Jesus, like we know like what this whole team can do, and that's the whole reason why they got this far is because their team was just amazing. But like, how is this gonna be when like maybe Garoppolo needs, like, their running game isn't so strong and they have to rely more on the passing and everything like that consistently. I think the 49ers have a lot more questions. Chiefs kind of, they're Patriots are kind of slowly, unless they get like some kind of like superstar wide receiver, I think, to really change how like their threat on the offensive side with or without Brady. Like I don't think their quarterback situation is the problem. I think it's really just they don't have the wide receiver personnel to get the job done. But like Chiefs could be the next, dynasty kind of thing in the making. Obviously, really, like I said, depends on if anyone else kind of wants to take it. I mean, Ravens are still kind of young with that whole situation. Obviously, they were knocked out early, but like, are they still gonna be a threat, or are they gonna kind of fall off a little bit? I think Mahomes has already kind of proven himself as, even if he doesn't have a run game, he can still sling this football everywhere. So I think going forward with the Chiefs, like you have a lot more kind of a knowing future. The only thing I would like to see from, I guess, Mahomes and like that offense is just kind of what he's like without, like, I guess, like a superstar. Like Tyreek Hill can pretty much burn anybody over the top because he's just that fast. He's that kind of guy. But like Travis Kelce, he's a mismatch for anyone that's really on him, both like catch radius and just ability as a player. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen with as long as Andy Reid's there. That's always gonna be a kind of firepower of an offense. So I don't think that's ever really gonna change. Try hitting the slant real quick. Bam, got him. I don't even know how we got this close in this game, but both of these games have actually been pretty good, and it looks like we're actually. So, like I said, this is gonna be kind of the end of the video. We're all gonna try finishing up this drive as we had. I don't even know who the. We forget 600 yards passing. I hate the running, animations in Madden are so bad. I mean, I'll take it and all, but I mean, it's just kind of dumb, that animation. Come on, sideline that. There you go. All right. Easy. That was a pretty close game, and we're gonna try blowing them away now, but. I wish these guys could actually catch though. That would have been funny if they sat there tipping it and my guy caught it. I think only once that this announcer said oh, they expect pressure here. I think only once have they actually sent pressure when he said that. But all right, just want to try finishing up this game here. Right in the middle. Love the catching animations. Love it. But yeah, like I said, I'd be interested to see what your guys' thoughts and everything are on this, on what happened throughout the Super Bowl, and if you guys think, it should be blamed, like Shanahan is to blame for it, or is it a lot more on just Garoppolo and everything like that? Because I mean, like I said, you could go kind of either way with it. Like, hey, Garoppolo didn't make the throws, and the offense as a whole didn't produce. But at the same time, like, I don't understand how, like, just like, even really thinking about the whole, like, 49ers pretty much left, and I don't understand it, and it was just kind of crazy of how that all went down. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say about it. Is like, like I said, the game boiled down to fourth quarter. Like, yes, you can go nitpick, what happened throughout, but ultimately it was kind of like a chess match. Like, they did something, they kind of countered it, and they kind of set each other up for, other things to be successful. And then 49ers just started kind of kicking the Chiefs' butt. I think got in Patrick Mahomes' head a little bit. I want to play like one more game with my corner, actually. But, like I said, when 49ers were up 20-10, like, it just felt like the 49ers were going to easily win it. Like, they just were kicking the crap out of the Chiefs. Like, Mahomes just, I think, like I said, I think he, like, just threw his next pick, or, like, his second pick of the day. Like, it was just, it didn't, there was no, like, logical reason of how the 49ers would blow it. Like, even if they're, like, the 49ers offense blew it, their defense was still solid. So, like, it just made no sense on how 49ers literally just were non-existent throughout the rest of that entire sequence of that fourth quarter. And to really, like, by the way, I mean, look at that. That corner, their number one corner only has 24 tackles. I forget how many tackles I have, but I think it said I had, like, 19 interceptions as well. That's pretty crazy. He doesn't even have one interception. He's their number one corner. But I mean, I don't. Like I said, I don't really blame the defense necessarily. I think it does lie more on Shanahan and, like, that whole situation of just play calling. Like, you have the ball. 11 minutes left. Oh, I missed that. I missed that hit stick. I missed it. Elliott would have went backwards. I think my corner is like 7 foot, by the way. So, like, that's why he looks just ginormous. But, like, you run the clock out. Like, there's no logical reason why you should be passing it. Like, you run the clock out, give your defense a break, and, like, even if you punt it, like, you punt it, giving it to them, and you run the clock out from first down to third down, and that's what, a minute and a half. Like, I think at least a minute and a half. And that's if you don't get anywhere. And you're talking about the 49ers that, that's literally their game plan. Get up, and then let's run this clock out now. Like, that's literally what the 49ers do. So, like, for the 49ers just to literally say, now forget that, we're going to pass, and not even smart passes. Like, it wasn't like he was, like, game managing or anything like that. Like, he was literally just, it was like unnecessary throws that made no sense. Like, he's taking like 20-yard deep shots and, like, like, everything like that. Like, why are you doing that? Like, literally just go for like simple 5 yard, like 5 yard plays, like little slant routes, like quick outs, like stuff like that. Like simple tight end, running back dump offs, and everything like if they would have went more with like screens or something along those lines, like high percentage and like very rarely just kind of dump it away kind of game like things. Ain't Queen, maybe they want to seal the game and win. Yeah, that like, but I mean, it. I can see that argument where it was like, okay, like, hey, let's drive down, let's just, let's kind of put the dagger in their throat, kind of thing, like, yeah, we're gonna throw it, but guess what? Like, it's gonna be game. Like, we're gonna drive down and win the game. I can see that mentality, but I think if it was like a new coach there or something like that, like I can kind of understand it. But Shanahan was literally he went through a 28-3 loss against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, trying to seal the game by passing it. Like, I don't know why, like what like mentality that is of just like, if it happened once, like maybe you should just kind of stick with your gut. And it wasn't like they were winning the games like in the past like that, like where it was like, all right, like let's just keep passing the ball. No, 49ers sacrificed. I mean, what, Garoppolo only threw the ball like 8 times against Green Bay. Like they built a lead. Obviously their run game was just amazing or whatever, but like, they said, all right, let's just keep running the ball. There's no need to sacrifice trying to go to the Super Bowl by proving that our quarterback can throw. Like, I don't know, like, why you... And, like, if anything, I thought that's what the 49ers... That's why I thought they had the game sealed. Is because, up 20-10, like, I kind of thought the 49ers weren't going to be so stupid in, hey, let's run the ball, or let's pass the ball now. Like, that's not what you've been doing all season. Like, you literally are one of the, like, obviously, Ravens are considered the best football, or, like, best running team, or whatever. But, like, as just a strict running back team, not your, super fast quarterback like the Ravens, but, like, as a strict, like, running football team with your multiple running backs, like, I think that would be your first option, would be, like, let's just run this clock out. They have, what, Coleman, and I don't know all their names, but I think they have, like, a pretty, like, nothing super great, but nothing, like, their first 3 running backs that rotate are, like, pretty solid options to use. And so, like, if you have to, like, rotate them out to, like, for, like, breathers and all that, like, you have another solid replacement. So it wasn't like, oh, our number 1 running back is, he's out of breath, so we can't run, we have to pass. Like, you have other, like, solid options for your team. So, like, it just made no sense, and it felt like there was something, like, it honestly felt like Shanahan literally just dumped the game. Like, I don't even think, like, I don't even know if teams do that, or, like, why they would do that, but it felt like that. Did the 49ers have more deep runs? Like, hold up. I'll get to your, okay, there we go. I was trying to get that pick 6. Did the 49ers, it could have been less confident in one running back. I mean, they didn't have, like, neither team really, they had, like, decent runs, both the 49ers and Chiefs, but none of them really stuck with the run to really, like, set up any, like, really run game. Like, they didn't rely on anything like that, which was kind of weird that the 49ers didn't. But that was the thing that that surprised me was that, if 49ers kind of just stuck with their little checkdowns, because, that's what Garoppolo is really good at. I don't think he's like a Patrick Mahomes arm talent or anything like that, to where like, hey, I'm just gonna like flick my wrist and it's gonna go 50 yards. Like, I don't think he's like I don't think Garoppolo is like that kind of player. So like if they would have stuck with like a moderate passing game, I can kind of understand that. But to like literally just say we're not even gonna try to run this, like it was just kind of like shocking a little bit. Like, why wouldn't you run it? Like, it's, there's not a lot of time left in this game. Oh, he was going for the 3 points. He literally launched that thing outside. Okay. They didn't even score? Alright. I mean, I'm not going to complain that Dallas didn't, but I mean... Okay. No, I mean, I like this. I don't know why the 49ers would rely on Garoppolo over their running back that they've relied on this entire year. Like, the whole reason why they were able to just completely destroy Green Bay. I mean, obviously, the defense of the 49ers really stepped up against Green Bay. But, like, they didn't even, like... If anything, I would think they would try, like, dueling with Aaron Rodgers. Because, obviously, that's what Packers are known for. Like, well, obviously, this year was a little different with Aaron Jones back there. Or I think it's Aaron Jones, their running back. Yeah, Aaron Jones. Like, it was different this year with Packers because they actually did try running the ball a little bit more. But, like, if anything, I would be like, all right, maybe you would put the ball in Garoppolo's hands a little bit more for that. We almost got that one too. But they didn't, and they just stuck with the run game. And it was just kind of like, all right, like, that's how you're going against the Chiefs? What am I looking for? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, nothing. Yeah. Yard on the return. No, it was just kind of, I was trying to kind of wrap my head around it throughout this entire stream of like some kind of mindset with it. But I mean, even if you do go by the like the whole sealing the deal kind of thing, like we're just gonna have Garoppolo throw the ball and seal it, like that doesn't even fit like what the 49ers do. Like, I could see if it was like, do you have a favorite team? I'm a Saints fan. Sadly, they didn't make it this year. And we're screwed kind of the past 2 years. So, not like this year, but even though technically they said it was pass interference in the end zone again, but they didn't call that. Either way, I don't think they would have been able to stop the Vikings at like the 2-yard line or whatever it was. But yeah, you're gonna run it, aren't you? Yeah, I'm a good old Saints fan. But I mean, even with that, like, if Saints wanted to seal a game, like they would rely on the passing game. Because that's what they're known for. They are known for, all right, let's rely on Breeze to make an accurate throw and seal the game. Like, that I can see. Like, that would make sense. even though their running like run game and everything like that has improved. But like I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. You know, if like that's what they went for. But with the 49ers, like I don't think, other than when the 49ers played the Saints in a massive shootout, like they didn't need to rely on Garoppolo. Which is why it's just like, alright, you had one game that you fully had to rely on Garoppolo to carry you to, it wasn't to seal the game, it was to win it. You know? I think I accidentally turned it off. Oh well. But it was just kind of crazy if you think about it. I don't know why all these games have been really. I don't know why all these games have been really close. It also doesn't help that our offense hasn't done anything this entire game. I have 3 interceptions? So that's what? Oh. Huh. Number 12 goes out. Number 13, you're in. Alright. I was hoping that we would get a fumble there. But it's hard. It's fine. Alright. Well, we're within 8. Nice. Nice. No, come on. I literally had my analog like going the other way. It's fine. We still got 3 timeouts. He dead. That man dead. But come on. I wish my guy was just slightly faster. Alright, we'll see if... I like how goal drive, get a takeaway. Oh, after 1 knee. Yeah. There's still a chance, get a takeaway. Don't think that's gonna happen, coach. don't know how it's already been an hour. That's kind of crazy. But that is gonna wrap this one up, guys. Thank you, Aunt Queen, for stopping by and giving your thoughts and kind of keeping, I guess, the conversation going. Kind of gave another about like what 15, 20 minutes onto the stream. A little more stream life for us. But like I said, I would love to see or hear you guys' thoughts and everything like this on what you guys thought of the game and everything like that, and what you guys think will happen going forward with both these teams, or how it will actually affect maybe next year, like just NFL teams in general. Like, obviously, if you lose a Super Bowl, you're kind of in that like man, we just lost kind of thing. So will 49ers be able to bounce back, and everything like that. If you guys are new to my channel, it means love you guys did hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any other suggestions for videos, stream ideas, leave those in the comments. If you like this stuff, leave a like. Why not? But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, what the crap? I don't know what this thing did. Boy, I hate pop-ups. Get out of here. Alright. Yeah. See ya.